The Utes pull off a masterful trolling on social media, putting one big transfer rumor to bed while losing another who is looking for greener pastures. Coming up next on Locked On Utes.
You are Locked On Utes, your daily podcast on the Utah Utes. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey everyone, thanks for making Locked On Utes your first listen today. A little bit late in the evening if it is your first listen, but that's okay. Still appreciate your patronage. Maybe listen to it tomorrow morning. That'd be kind of cool too. Regardless of when or how you find us, you know we're free and available on all podcasting services. We appreciate you making Locked On Utes your first listen every day. My name is Austin Facer. You know me as the guy who can't pronounce anything correctly. You're enthusiastic, opinionated, excitable, prodigal son, I guess you could say, covering all things University of Utah here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Jumping right into it, obviously the thing that's captured a lot of well-deserved praise on social media, I think we all enjoy a good trolling job every once in a while. I think I spoke about this earlier on Monday. There was the rumor that Dalton Kincaid was considering entering the transfer portal, might be looking at a place like Alabama as a destination if that were to happen. I played devil's advocate a little bit on that. I said it was an unsubstantiated rumor, to be clear, but I did play devil's advocate. I kind of explored, maybe there's a possibility. That would be kind of a compliment, in a way. And what Dalton and his quarterback Cam Rising and the Utah football social media team did this evening was essentially told me to go F myself, that it was completely unfounded, untrue. They did an incredible troll on social media, and I commend them. It was great. The troll looked like this. It was I'm sure you've seen it. It was a video of Cam Rising and Dalton Kincaid doing that kind of that shrug thing that Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski did after winning the conference title with the Patriots, going back to the Super Bowl. I think they've done it a couple times, actually. They've done it with the Buccaneers as well. So they played that little video where Rising and Kincaid reenacted that, and then they rolled a highlight reel of the connections those two have had, some touchdowns, all that good stuff, and then slapped on the end of the video a tagline, Utah Men, which was good, and then followed up by another masterful trolling post, which was one of Dalton Kincaid sitting on the bench, thumbs up, smiling, with the caption, "Let's roll, Utes," which is an obvious dig at the Crimson Tide. And whoever brought that unsubstantiated rumor into the social media zeitgeist. So this is me applauding everyone who was involved in that. I thought that was a really great job of being aware of fan sentiment, being aware of what the buzz on social media was, and just attacking it and telling people like me who, I don't think I perpetuated it, but I maybe played with it a little too long, told us, put us in our place, and I thought that was great. Really appreciated that. So great job there by Cam, Dalton, and the social media crew over at the U. That was masterfully done. Really enjoyed that. That being said, though, it's still transfer season. We are expecting to see, as is Coach Whittingham, some players leave the program. We saw a player leave a couple weeks ago. Ryan Pepins, he left shortly before the spring game. He was a pretty well-touted wide receiver from Alabama, was the Gatorade Player of the Year there. He left Utah before even playing in the spring game. No explanation. Sometimes there isn't an explanation. Maybe just being in Salt Lake City was too far for him. Maybe too much of a culture shock. That wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, the guy the Utes lost today to the transfer portal. Not a guy who has made an incredible impact so far in his tenure with the Utes, and that might be partially or entirely the reason why he's entering the transfer portal. They've lost Ben Renfro, who was vying for a position at safety. That's what he was listed on in the transfer portal on 24/7 Sports. The U has him listed as a wide receiver on their website. So I imagine he was recruited as a wide receiver. He came on as a 3-star receiver from Magnolia, Texas, but he's appeared in nothing but special teams actions, downs for the Utes, appeared in 10 games, all special teams, and then 1 game in 2020, also just on special teams. So Whittingham mentioned, after the spring game that sometimes transfers happen as a thing that can benefit both parties. Utah's going to get another scholarship available to give to a deserving walk-on or maybe someone late that's in the transfer portal that they could scoop up. And Renfro's obviously going to look for greener pastures, a place where he can play more. Perhaps he didn't want to play safety. Maybe he was not interested in that. So he can find a place where he can play receiver. That's good for him. That's his prerogative. So in this case, nothing really to sound the fire alarm about. I think this one makes a little bit of a lot of sense, which is a new phrase I just came up with. So yeah, I think that's a very typical transfer. I think we can expect to see in the portal. Nothing big so far, and the Dalton Kincaid rumor has effectively been killed. So there's that. So what we have to focus on now this week, what we, as in me and everybody else in the Utah universe, is most excited about is definitely going to be tomorrow, 24 hours from now. Mr. Devin Lloyd, All-American linebacker for the University of Utah, is going to find out his NFL destination. He'll more than likely be a first-round draft pick. I have done a little bit of research on what the experts are saying, and I've narrowed down what some consider to be the most likely destination for him. I'll tell you where that is in just a sec. First, though, let me tell you about Built Bar. Summer is coming. Built Bar is here. And with summer, you're going to need more food on the go. Built Bars are the perfect snack to take with you on family vacations. Just throw them in your bag. Put them in the kid's backpack. Make sure that everyone has a bar so that you're fueled for summer adventures. You're going out hiking. You're going out enjoying the great outdoors here in the state of Utah. You're going to want to bring a protein bar with you, and why not bring the best tasting protein bar around with you? These things are crazy good. They've got 100% real chocolate. That means with Built Bar, you can eat healthy, but actually enjoy doing it. And make sure you try those puffs too, with the protein-infused marshmallow. I harp on those all the time. They got the banana cream pie, churro, a protein bar that tastes like churro. What the heck's going on there? They're only 140 calories? How can that be? If you want to just mix it up too, have some fun variety, there's a mix box as well. Built Bar makes sure that there's something for everyone. All right, so most Built Bars contain just 130 to 140 calories, just 4 grams of sugar, just 4 net carbs, and 17 grams of protein. That's quite the impressive nutritional attributes, or quite the list of nutritional attributes. So I want to give you guys an offer here. Here's something you guys can check out. Go to built.com. Use promo code LOCKED15. That's LOCKED15 to get 15% off your order. Again, that's promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at built.com. Well, we're getting close. We're on the eve of the NFL draft. I imagine that Devin Lloyd is in Las Vegas right now as we speak. Maybe he's ironing his suit, trying to decide on which tie he wants to wear, maybe settling on some footwear, some socks, getting the whole wardrobe fixed up and ready to go for his golden moment tomorrow. It's going to be really exciting to see him. He brought Kyle Whittingham and linebacker coach I'm talking about Dalton Kincaid just a minute ago, Colton Swan with him to Vegas to support him. And I think it's going to be a really great moment for Devin, more than anybody, Devin, but also for Whittingham, Swan, and the whole Utah football family, including us fans, right? So that's going to be really fun. But the question is, when is Devin Lloyd going to get picked? Where is he going to go? Who's going to pick him? And will it be a good fit? I think those are the big questions, right? So I did a little bit of research. I looked at all the major publications, all the so-called experts and the pundits and all that stuff to see where they thought Devin Lloyd was going to end up. And everybody except, I rounded up everybody except Todd McShay and Mel Kiper. Their final mock drafts are going to be released tomorrow morning. But I think the consensus that I'm seeing from most people, well, it's not a consensus, but I think the majority of experts are projecting Devin Lloyd, including everybody who works for NFL.com. They all unanimously agreed on this. Bucky Brooks, Charles Davis, and Rhett Lewis. They all see him going 21st to the New England Patriots. That seems to be a very likely place for him. Jordan Reed from ESPN also said that. Pete Prisco from CBS Sports. A staff should pick came from Sporting News. They did kind of an interesting way of putting their mocks together. And the Ringers, Danny Kelly, also predicted that Lloyd would go 21st to the Patriots. So why New England? I'll tell you, the big reason is probably because they're going to be replacing a big hole at linebacker. They're going to be replacing Dante Hightower, who's been with the Patriots for about 10 years. He had a one-year contract this year, though, and it ran up at the end of the year. It's not expected, from what I could tell from my cursory research, that he'll be brought back. Obviously, 10 years in the NFL is an incredibly long time, so getting some youth at that position is probably going to be a priority for the Patriots, who are still trying to find their way in the post-Tom Brady era. Did pretty well last season, but Daniel Jeremiah spoke to Boston.com. Obviously, Daniel Jeremiah is an analyst from the NFL Network. He named two players in particular that would be good fits for the Patriots at 21st. Obviously, Devin Lloyd is the one, and the other, funny enough, is an Alabama receiver, Jameson Williams. What Jeremiah had to say, though, about Lloyd was pretty praiseworthy, pretty lofty. He said, man, Utah's Devin Lloyd, for all the different things he can do, he just kind of feels like a Patriot-type player with the size, the length, the versatility, the intelligence, the leadership, all that kind of stuff just screams Patriot to me. So I think that's when my ears are definitely going to perk up. It was funny that when someone asked Kyle Whittingham where he thought Devin would go, he said, I think most people have him going in the top 20, top 21. It seems like maybe Whittingham has heard rumblings. Of course, it wouldn't surprise me if maybe some Patriots brass have given Whittingham a call to do their diligence on him. And it seems like it's definitely possible and more than likely that Devin Lloyd will be on the board. According to ESPN's draft day predictor, there is a 20% chance that Jameson Williams will be available at 20, which says there's an 80% chance he'll be gone, in which case New England's choice between him and Devin Lloyd would be made much easier, considering there's a 70% chance that Devin Lloyd will still be on the board. That's according to ESPN. So if you're a Patriots fan and a Utah fan, tomorrow's going to be an exciting day. It'll be an exciting day either way, but I think it'll be really fun to see Devin go to a place that has the prestige of the New England Patriots, play for Bill Belichick. They have, an exciting quarterback in Mac Jones, a team that probably outperformed expectations last year. And Devin Lloyd gets to be a part of the picture to take that team even further. And it's obviously an incredibly challenging environment playing for Bill Belichick. But we've seen guys here locally do that and do very well. Kyle Van Noy from BYU comes to mind. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm willing to agree with the experts. I could see it, and I'll be tuned in. I'll be watching the NFL draft. I'll have a live now reaction when Devin Lloyd does get drafted. That'll be posted. I'll record a podcast which will probably be released shortly thereafter. So a lot of fun, really exciting. Can't wait. And of course, the Locked On Podcast Network is going to be getting you everything NFL draft. We're going to be loading you up with all kinds of live coverage. We're going to do live coverage from our studios in Dallas with pick-by-pick analysis with our local team experts and draft gurus. Tune in all 3 days, not just tomorrow, all 3 days, as our draft team guides you through every pick and every trade in real time. It's going to start tomorrow at 5 p.m. here Mountain Time. It's available on Locked On NFL's YouTube channel and on the Audacity app. So make sure you download that app or tune in to YouTube, either one, whichever one you prefer. So almost done with today's show. We're going to talk about another piece of news, a little bit of transfer news, I guess. I don't think it's a transfer. I think it's more of a guy moving on. A running Ute with 2 tenures with the program has left the team for good. Will it be a difficult hole to fill? I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, let me tell you about Rock Auto really quick. This episode is brought to you by Rock Auto. With the ever-increasing number of makes and models, it's now impossible for your local chain auto parts store to stock all the parts you need. It doesn't even make sense. Why would you waste your time asking intimidating questions like, is your Odyssey an LX or an EX? Who would know? And really all that happens is the person behind the counter just orders the part on the computer. Why don't you do that yourself? Why don't you have computers with access to rockauto.com at home and in your pocket? You could do it yourself. You'd save time and money. You could choose to spend 30, 50%, or even 100% more at the chain store, or you could save that money by going to Rock Auto. It makes sense to me. Just do Rock Auto. They've got reliably low prices for every corner with everything you could need: brake parts, tail lamps, motor oil, even new carpet, which something my dad's car could use. So maybe I'll get him some new floor mats there. Go to rockauto.com right now and see all the parts available for your car and truck. What you got to do though, write Locked On in their How Did You Hear About Us section so that they know we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. That's rockauto.com. And another note, I just want to tell you guys again about our friends at Intercap Lending. There's a reason that no lender helps more families in Utah with their mortgage needs. Intercap gets deals done. They make it a quick and simple process, closing loans 2 weeks faster than the industry average. And even though fast is great, the ultimate goal is to create a stress-free home loan process. And that's what Locked On's personal loan officer, Steve Carter, has delivered to hundreds of Locked On listeners so far, including David Locke himself. And let's be honest, if Steve can help David stay on track through the whole process, he can help anybody. Okay, David's a little hard to reel in sometimes, but it sounds like Steve did a good job, so he can help anybody is what I'm reading there. And though Intercap is new to the Locked On Utes podcast, it's not new. They've been helping customers with all their mortgage needs since 1978. That's 44 years of experience. And Steve himself has been providing Locked On listeners with the best experience since 2018. They're headquartered here in Utah, but licensed to help with all your mortgage needs in 40 different states. So go ahead and give Steve a call. His direct number is the dyslexia is setting in, 385-800-8528. Promise you will not find a more responsive loan officer than Steve. His NMLS number is 190465. For more information, just give Steve a call or visit intercaplending.com. So, this is going to stun a lot of people here. Mostly the ones who think that I suck at pronouncing things. Here's the big story. Here it is. Ute guard Booth Gach has left the program. That's according to multiple reports. That was something that was verified by Josh Newman of the Salt Lake Tribune, who said this really wasn't a surprise. I think this was the worst kept secret in the on campus was his words. I think, and he noted this was probably best for both parties. You'll remember Gach played for both Larry Kraskowiak and Craig Smith. He left Utah after his sophomore season to spend a year with the Minnesota Golden Gophers, his home state, Minnesota, then came back to Utah this last year to give things a try with Craig Smith. I don't think they went as well for Booth as he was expecting. He had a notable drop-off in the minutes he played from his sophomore year, his last year with the Utes, to this year. So I think that's, to me, the clearest indication of why he probably wanted to move on, just looking at his stats. He also struggled to contribute, I think would be the nice way to put it. He averaged just 8.7 points per game and had an assist to turnover ratio of exactly 1. Well, probably a little bit more. He averaged 2.2 assists per game to 2.1 turnovers a game. And I think that's obviously something that Craig Smith wants to address. He also was a pretty poor shooter, shot less than 30% from beyond the arc. So his leaving leaves a hole, not a big one, I would say. I think looking at reports and the sentiment from fans on social media is that this is a good thing. It gives Utah another scholarship to play with. That's one they can use in the transfer portal. Still got a little bit of time before the season starts. Still got the summer. Maybe they can try to get a late recruit. But his leaving is going to give Utah a chance to add to their rebuilding efforts. We've already seen them reel in some really strong recruits, and obviously with Chris Burgess being involved in the program, that kind of enhances their recruiting efforts even more. And now they just have another toy to play with, being that extra scholarship. And this is also something that's going to give those new guys, Will Exacte and Mike Saunders. Will Exacte came in as a recruit out of Montreal. Mike Saunders, a transfer from Cincinnati. They're going to get more playing time. This is something that's going to open up more opportunities for them. So long, Booth Gach. We hardly knew ye. Well, we knew you twice, and we'll miss you, I guess. Anyway, thanks for listening. Remember, the NFL Draft is tomorrow. Make Locked On NFL Draft your second listen now. Ryan Tracy and former NFL cornerback Eric Crocker bring the NFL Draft to life every day with insight and analysis on college football prospects and NFL front offices. It's free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Big day tomorrow. We'll see you then.